Hello. And thank you guys for tuning in tonight. Episode 3, of course, Bad Moms. Tonight, we have 2 of the dopest moms, once again, returning Miss Allie Friday. And I have a special mom, Miss Jeena Wilder, blogger, entrepreneur, and mommy of 4. But Miss Wilder has a lot to share with us, so I want everyone to take a chill pill, sit back, relax, because we have a lot to discuss. So Miss Wilder, tell us, you are a blogger, you're a mommy of 4, oh my goodness. But you were just telling me your story as far as 3 are biologically yours, and then you adopted.
Yeah, we just recently adopted our daughter. She is 6, and we adopted her on the 16th of this year. So she's been living with us for the past 3 years. And we got to adopt her this October.
That's amazing.
Thank you. We feel so blessed because we want a huge family, and we were just really lucky to have her join our family.
So how was it? What made you guys, you have 3 already, what made you guys say, hey, let me go out here and just be a blessing to another child?
Well, my husband, his whole family, his family was brought up by adoption. So his mom's adopted, his grandmother was adopted, and his aunt was adopted.
Okay.
And so, literally adoption runs through his family. And then I have always had this impression when I was younger that when I grew up, I would be a mom, but not only that, I would be a mom to someone that wasn't biologically mine. So I just knew that I would get to adopt. And so when we got married and we decided to talk about kids, which we had kids real quick after we got married, but when we had talked about it, you just know. I don't know how any other way. You talk about it with your spouse, you pray about it, and you just know like it's going to happen. Yeah. And so we didn't even look for it. Once we prayed, we knew, all right, we don't have to look for it. It'll come to us. We'll know when that time comes, and then it did. It kind of came to us when we about 3 or 4 years ago. Yeah.
Your story is beautiful.
Thank you.
You fostered first.
So no, she is a kinship adoption.
Okay.
And so her mother and father were, right now they are in prison for life.
Wow.
And when the mom was arrested, pretty much my husband's he was a traveling nurse at the time, and we were in Illinois, and we got a call from, I'm pretty sure if it wasn't from DCFS or a family member, but they just called us and said, if you can't come get these kids by tomorrow, then they're going to go into foster care.
Wow.
And so we had just had our baby. Our baby was 4 months old, 3 months old. And so we drove from Illinois to North Dakota, and we made sure, we were there. There was 3 kids altogether. We had 3 kids, it wasn't our kids, but there were 3 other kids, and because of previous court rulings, we couldn't get the 2 older kids.
So they were siblings?
There were siblings. Our daughter, she was half sibling, and the other 2 were full siblings. And so they had different moms, and so they went to live with their maternal grandmother.
Okay.
And so that was really hard because we went to court, we called all the lawyers in that town, and all of them said they couldn't represent us because of conflict of interest.
Wow.
And so, to sit there and keep calling, and every single one of them tell you, we can't help you. We just went into court just by ourselves, and just hoped that the judge would listen to us. And when he did finally listen to us, he was like, where have you guys been? This has been going on for a year and a half, and you're just showing up. And we're like, we didn't know what was happening, and now that we know, we want to be there. We feel like our home's the best home, and it was just too late. And so the older 2 kids are living currently with their maternal grandmother, and then we have the youngest.
That is amazing.
Wow. I'm literally about to tear up.
I know.
For me, I know that type of emotional welfare for that child.
Yeah.
She's 6, so she's not she knows what's up,
She does. She's got the best memory, so she can tell you. She remembers both, her biological mom and dad. We want her to express that. We don't try to cut that. That's her mom, that's her dad. They didn't leave her, they didn't abandon her. They made bad choices, and they just can't physically be there, but it doesn't mean that they don't love her. They love her
Absolutely.
with all their heart. They just can't take care of her physically.
Yeah.
So I saw a movie. It's crazy because I just saw a movie last night. It's called Instant Family. Have you guys seen that?
Yeah.
Like I was in tears.
Yeah, I was
Like
there.
it is a really good movie, and if you guys have Hulu or Netflix, it is on Hulu, but it is a really good movie. So like the process of that, like how that movie was that kind of like the same process?
Kind of, because we were family. She's my husband's niece, or she was my husband's niece.
Okay.
Now she's currently our daughter, but because she was my husband's niece, we did have to jump through a lot of loopholes, but we didn't have to go through the government. She was put in foster care, and so it basically was a private adoption, which ended up being more expensive. So we didn't get any help, like Medicare. I know a lot of people who go through the fostering route, their children get Medicare, they get government stipend and all that. We don't get any of that,
Yeah.
which is fine. I mean, we don't really care, just because we knew,
Yeah.
whether or not we were going to get the help, we knew we were going to adopt her.
I mean, that's
So,
family.
It's
you know?
family.
Yeah.
I mean, even if she wasn't family, this is someone that we knew we could take care of. We could give her a good home.
Yeah.
And so we're like, this is our time. We knew when we prayed that it would come to us. It came to us, and we knew, all right, we have to step up. This is what we asked for. This is what we knew was going to come. Now it's our time to do what we need to do. And so it was a hard process. We had to pretty much ask the mother for permission, and then in the beginning, she didn't give us permission.
Really?
Oh no, she pretty much, I don't know if we still don't know why she really didn't give us permission, but she point blank said, I don't feel like my daughter should be living with you guys. And so she ended up living with the paternal grandparents, and she was there for a couple of months. And my husband was travel nursing, and we were just traveling the U.S. So during that time, we kept in touch with her, because we knew we wanted her to be in our home. And the paternal grandparents were just, they're older.
Yeah.
They have older kids. Their kids are not young, and even though this was their family, their granddaughter, they couldn't give her the care because they were just older.
Absolutely. It only makes sense. Like, they're not naturally they're gonna leave before, potentially before you and your husband, or keeping up with the times and all types of things, and just being able to play with the child. And then you already had children that she can just grow to love.
Well, we have what I guess internet calls virtual twins, where my adopted daughter and my biological daughter are only 2 months apart.
Oh, I love it.
And so, we literally had someone who she could play with, connect with. My older son is only a year older than her, so 12 months older than. And then I have a daughter. My youngest is 2, and so we had a bunch of kids in our home already that we really felt like we could give her everything she needed. But the mom, which is okay. I couldn't imagine being where she was. For whatever reason she had, and but she just didn't feel like it was the right time. But about a couple months later, once the paternal grandparents told her, like, look, we can't do this. We're a lot older. We're past that stage. We really feel like Drew and Gina would be the best home. She did finally give us temporary guardianship from there on. And so we did go through that. She still wasn't very cool with the whole adoption. I think the finality of it, and just knowing it was just too hard for her to be.
I couldn't imagine, because when you're in jail, you have no control.
Yeah.
And that's like probably her one control, and not even like in a negative way, but like just innately, you're just like, no, if I can say no, I'm gonna say no. But I get it.
Well, if you think about it, you're in jail. You only have to think about everything else that's happening around you.
Yeah.
And so my husband and I have talked about it a lot. Like, we may never know really what's the reasoning, and at this point, it doesn't really matter. Just because I know she loves our daughter. We love her, and we're all trying to do what's best. And so that's all that matters. And even though we don't really agree, we know she did it out of love. It was because she loved her daughter, and she didn't want her daughter not to be hers anymore.
Right.
So what are the ages of the 4?
So we have a 7-year-old, a 6-year-old, which is our adopted daughter, and then we have a 5-year-old who turns 6 next week.
Okay.
And then we have a 2-year-old.
Fun.
Yeah.
Fun.
Yeah.
Busy. That's crazy.
So how did you meet your husband?
Okay.
'Cause you was telling me the story before we got on. So what was it, love at first sight?
Pretty much. Okay, so we are both members of the same church.
Okay.
And we went to a church camp called EFY. And at this church camp, whenever you find a person that you're really interested in, you call them your cow, the crush of the week, because that's how long the camp is.
I know, right? We go to church.
Cow. Well, he was my cow, and nothing happened. I think the most thing that happened is we held hands like one day, and then we danced to a couple songs at the dances, and that was pretty much it. And at the end of the camp, he wrote his number on the back of my agenda. Well, my husband has horrible handwriting. Horrible.
Right.
So we pretty much we lost contact with each other for like 3 or 4 years.
Wait.
Yeah.
So you're just like, this is a puzzle.
Yeah, and so
And
I
don't
tried,
know.
I mean, he makes fun of me. I tried every single combination. Because the first couple digits, like, I could understand, but it was the last 4 that I couldn't really understand.
Yeah.
So, like, I tried.
Was that bad?
It was, he's a nurse, so it makes you understand.
sense.
It makes sense. Like, he went into the perfect, like, career for his handwriting, but I couldn't understand it. And then I saw his email, so I, like, emailed him, and it kept bouncing back, so I couldn't, like, nothing.
Oh my
So we
God.
lost contact with each other about 3 to 4 years. And then Facebook is
Oh,
what,
wow.
Like, he said he kept looking for me on Facebook for those, like, 4 years, but could never
Oh my
find me. And then,
goodness.
at, like, my freshman year at college, he found me. And so we kept in contact with each other through Messenger. And he got my number, and so he would call me every 3 or 4 months. And then on my birthday every year, he would call me. And so he did that for.
Hello, they need a movie. That's a movie.
So he
So
called.
it was really love at first sight?
It really was. It really was. He was a stalker. He stalked my blog. He stalked me on Facebook.
Okay.
And I went on a lot of dates in college.
Yeah.
Because that's
Oh,
what you're
yeah,
supposed to
that's
do.
true.
I didn't date in high school, and I dated a lot in college. And he pretty much waited until he would read my blog or look on Facebook and I wasn't in a relationship with anybody. And he would just like try to like jump on that, which he did like 8 years ago. I was in Arizona working, and he was in North Dakota working on the oil fields, and I told him like, I need to drive back home, and none of my friends are driving back home.
Yeah.
I'm driving a stick shift. I don't want to be driving across the country by myself. And he's like, I'll do it.
Absolutely.
Oh, wow.
I'll do it. So he got a plane ticket from North Dakota to Arizona and drove all the way to Georgia with me.
I love it.
Yes, I do, in the car. Okay?
Yeah, in the car. It's like, and now we love to road trips. We do road trips with our kids all the time. 'Cause
Oh,
that's how
you're brave.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this. So Allie,
Yeah.
you were on last week,
Yeah.
and you were telling us you have 3 beautiful kids, single mom, and you're a stay-at-home mom. I'm a single mom as well.
Okay.
What is the difference? A lot of people say married mom and single mom is just the same. And me personally, I don't think it is. I think because you have the 2 incomes in one household, and then single mom is just that mom. So what could you tell the viewers something about being a married mom? Like, what is it like for you?
Well, because I'm a stay-at-home mom, we do only have one income.
Okay.
But there's a huge difference, I think. Like, I think being a mom in general, it doesn't matter if you're a single mom, a married mom, a stay-at-home mom, or a working mom, we all have it hard. Because if you're a mom, you're expected to do whatever you're supposed to be doing. So if I'm a stay-at-home mom, I'm supposed to be able to keep my house in order, keep my kids looking good, volunteer at school, do all that, and do everything else.
Your lively duties,
Yeah.
everything else.
Yeah.
It's
everything
not,
else.
nothing has changed. It's
Right.
just you have the man in the household, and a single mom, you don't have that. So it's all still the same
There's
responsibility.
just different, it's just different hard. And so I might get a little flack for this, but I would think that working moms and single moms have it a little bit harder because even though I'm staying at home and it's really hard to take care of kids all the time, my kids are on me I get touched out. I have to do I don't do all the laundry. My husband does all the laundry, but I'll do all the other like house duties. But then I have someone else who's working. He makes in the money, and I don't have to worry about if I'm gonna be able to pay the bills because I know he's got that. He worries about that, but I worry about everything else. And so though it's hard, I don't have to worry about the responsibility of everything else that I'm doing with am I making enough this month? Am I
Absolutely.
gonna be able to pay the bills? And so I do feel like you guys have it a little bit hard because you don't have the extra help. But in reality, being a mom, doesn't matter where you're at, it's hard.
Yeah.
But Jenna, I love it.
Yeah.
Allie, I mean, I love the both of you guys. Your presence, I mean, your energy, everything about you. It's just, oh my God. Like, I love your
Super
story.
sweet.
I mean, I don't know what to say. Your story is just
That's
amazing.
amazing. I do want to know though. I heard you say you were blogging. So you were blogging in college, and you're still blogging.
So I did take a break.
Okay.
I blogged. Okay, so my blogging back in college was basically, I don't know if you ever read like, it's this book I read when I was in like high school and middle school, and it's like Angus Thong and Full Frontal Snogging, and it's about a little girl, like not a little girl, a little middle school, high school girl who writes about all the guys that she dates.
Yes.
And then, have you read that?
Yeah, I think it's a
love
movie
that.
on Netflix.
It is a movie on Netflix,
Yeah.
and she pretty much writes about the guys that she's interested in, and she's learning about like how to kiss boys, how to date, all the stuff that you worry about when you're in high school.
Yeah.
And I pretty much based my blog on the same thing, where I talked about, I never named names,
Yeah.
but if you knew my life, or if you were some of the men in my life, you
would
pretty
know.
much could know.
Oh, I wish I
Which was
would've
really
known
hard
about
because
that.
I got a little in trouble for that a couple of times.
I'm sure.
But I wrote pretty much about all the guys that I dated during that time. I wrote about all the creepy guys that would ask me out on dates, and I would just make up excuses.
Yeah.
And I remember calling them Melvin at the time, and it was, my friends thought it was hilarious.
Yeah.
And now I look back, I kind of cringe because I feel bad for making fun. I mean, I never named names, like I said, but I loved blogging back then. I liked talking about stuff.
Okay.
And so once we had kids, I had to stop because having kids just kind of, I mean, your whole world changes. Yeah.
I was gonna ask that. Like, how did your blog story increase? Like, did you talk about the adoptive process? Did
Yeah.
You, yeah.
Yeah, so pretty much I'm just doing blogging on Instagram. I am planning on starting writing more,
Yeah,
but my blog did increase once, because we are an interracial couple.
Okay.
And when most people would see us, they just thought, oh, genetics, that could totally happen, because we have a little blonde hair, blue-eyed little girl.
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah, genetics, I
Right.
mean, it can happen. I'm
Right.
not going to question it. But then once people knew we were adopting, then they're like, oh, we can definitely connect. We've had so many other adoptive parents.
Yeah.
They're like, you know, we're in the same situation. We're in kinship adoption, or we're adopting. We have other kids, and
Yeah.
I've been able to connect with a lot of other moms that way.
Love that. I was literally gonna say, I feel like obviously you're not capitalizing off of that hurt, but it's just like, I'm sure there's so many other moms that would love to just kind of connect, and you already obviously have the skills for your blog. Are you monetizing your blog?
I'm not right now.
Oh my
no.
God, we need to talk.
I'm not.
What's new with you?
What's new with me? So new with me is in 2 weeks now. I have a new challenge coming out, and it's basically called the Business Diet.
Okay.
Pretty much because I believe, just like anything, losing weight, it's a lifestyle change.
Yes.
Having a business and being a business owner is a literal lifestyle that you have to learn. I don't think I knew it. Like I was like, I'm a business owner, but I didn't think until Mini Friday that I needed to learn a new lifestyle. I needed to learn when to take a break. I needed to learn when to turn it up and when not to be spoiled. Like so many things I needed to learn, and I feel like it's a missing conversation for entrepreneurship. Everyone wants to own their own business. They want to be a boss, beep. But it's so many steps before it. And if you don't have those steps, you will drown. Because not even a month ago, I was in the worst depression about my business because I allowed the entrepreneur lifestyle to swallow me whole. But I'm out.
So
I'm feeling good.
what is the name of it again?
So it's called the Business Diet.
Okay, so you guys heard it first. The Business Diet next
So
week.
Stay tuned. 2 weeks. 2 more
2
weeks.
weeks.
So it'll be December 6th. It's the first Friday in December. And it'll be a challenge for everybody. You can just join in, and there'll be like a template where you can like stay along, and I'll be doing videos and you can ask questions, and I'm even going to be doing some one-on-one coaching, and maybe we'll talk too, because monetizing is my thing.
So you guys, we're going to go ahead and close it out for tonight. Unfortunately, Callie, she is knocked out. She was supposed to be a special guest too, but I guess she said, hey, whatever. But Miss Wilder, please let the viewers know where to find you, social media wise.
Oh yeah, so you guys can find me on Instagram at Fit and Wild Mama. So Fit and Wild Mama on Instagram. Yeah.
Okay. And Miss Allie, tell the viewers where they can find you at. And
Yes. Find me at @Allie Friday, and you can also follow my children's store, which is Mini Friday ATL. And right now we are 40% off, and Black Friday is gonna go crazy. So get all your minis in the cutest gear in Atlanta.
okay, I'll see you Black Friday then. Yes. Well, thank you guys for watching. And again, I'm your host and creator of Bad Momz Be Rushin, and I want everyone to have a blessed night.
Happy Thanksgiving!
Thanksgiving.